Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam, here's Joe. We are back. Just filmed Premier League piss take, which you can find over on Stretford Paddock. Make sure you head there right now, links in the description. But right now, we're here to talk Manchester United. Manchester United finishing second in the league. That result at Wolves, confirming it. Also confirming we've been unbeaten away from home. However much that means without fans, still a good record. Joe, Warblow.
How you doing?
You good?
I'm very good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Feeling, especially after yesterday, after I saw the team, I thought, no way we're winning this game.
No.
And to see us win it, it kind of made me feel a bit...
Excited. It was like the Leicester team kind of, I know it wasn't quite as rotated, but I had that same feeling like, we're just going to see a slow-paced game with players that aren't used to playing together, that aren't used to playing at all, and it might just sort of dribble out to a draw. I thought we looked quite good.
And then no striker as well.
Weird, wasn't it?
Ollie Pep now?
Must be. I
Must
mean,
be
if
better than
Ollie's
Pep.
Pep, then Dan James is Arjen Robben after that cross.
Yeah.
Great cross.
It is. It was a great cross, wasn't it? And Elanga as well. I mean, he had an opportunity just before he scored, and he took his goal really well with the header. I thought Ahmad looked bright and lively whenever he played and got on the ball. His low centre of gravity and his first touch were really good. You know, to like just spin away from people on that. I like what I see in Amad Diallo.
Yeah.
Where do you think? I think he could be a number 10 as well, you know.
Maybe. It depends on his passing range and his positioning, I think. I think these days the number 10 has a bit more of a combative kind of energetic style. Like Bruno gets up and down. I know sometimes
He's maybe too short to be a 10 as well.
Yeah, he's a bit light, a bit short. I think going forward, he definitely could be. But certainly on that right-hand side, like you said, his centre of gravity, and I was saying it before, he kind of almost reminds me of, do you know how Martial came in? And as soon as the ball hit his foot, it's like, oh, hang on a sec, this guy can really dribble. Not like, you know, normal dribbling. He's got this like extra silky, like glued to the foot type feel to him. And Amad Diallo's definitely got that. He always looks for a pass first, which I really like as well, which is unusual for people of his age and his experience. Yeah, something special when you see him on the ball. He's got a bit extra compared to most of his age.
It was good to see him, good to see a few of the youngsters out there as well. But what I want to talk about is the season in general, Joe. We finished second. Season's done now. Is that success? Is it not success? Is it progress?
It's definitely progress. I mean, even if you want to be one of those people that's like, mathematically, well, we conceded more goals, but mathematically, we got more points, we won more games, we finished higher up in the table. That is progress. You can't argue whether it's progress or not. But even put that to one side. Let's say we finished third again. We got the exact same points as last season. We did it in a way that was much more promising for next season and the season after. We've got a team that likes each other. We've got a team that likes their manager, seemingly anyway. Obviously, we don't know exactly what goes on behind the scenes. We score more goals than we used to. We score more goals more often than we ever used to under Jose and under Louis van Gaal. It's more exciting to watch. We're a better team to watch. We're harder to beat than we used to be. We're just better. And like you said, that away record, whilst in and of itself, with no fans in the stadiums, how much can you read into it? Not everyone else has gone and got an unbeaten away record. We're only the fourth team in Football League history, or top flight Football League history, to ever do it. So it's not as though it's just dead easy just because there's no fans at home grounds. United have been brilliant away from home and making us that much more difficult to beat. If we can just add that sort of resilience to our home form, I think we'll be a real contender next season. It's always going to be difficult to topple the most expensively assembled squad of all time with arguably the best current managing manager that there is in the world. It's going to be hard to topple that no matter how good our team is, how good our manager is, but I think we're going to give it a good shot next season.
And I think there is definitely a part of me that feels at a certain point in the season, we've missed a few opportunities, like the Champions League was one. Like we should have gone through, and you look at Chelsea now and all those things, who knows where that could have taken us. But then also, like in the league, there was a certain point in the season where we could have turned it into a better title race. But at the start of the season, going into it, if you would have told me we finished above Liverpool, we finished this much points off City, I would have taken it because then it shows you progress. And listen to this, I know I said 21 is coming. We made up 21 points on the gap last season. It was like 33 points gap to top place last season.
Go.
We made it 21 points different, so it's 11 points now. And listen, 12 points now. And if we go 21 points again, we win the league by 9 points next season.
Sensational.
So,
yeah, I think, like you said, the progress on that is no one would have expected that. Or I think it's easy to say, oh, we only finished second. We didn't mount a proper title challenge that lasted until the end of the season. Although it did take City till mid-May to win the title, so they didn't completely run away with it. But also, let's not forget, look at teams like Arsenal, look at teams like Tottenham, look at teams, even like Chelsea to a certain extent. I know they scraped fourth by the skin of their teeth by the end of the season, but it's not easy to just progress and get third and then do better. Like, it looked like Tottenham would be in and amongst it every season. Their long-standing manager in Pochettino fell apart. Then they got Jose in, fell apart. Look at Arsenal, long-standing manager in Wenger. They thought they were doing not well enough with him. They get a new manager in, falls apart. Get another manager in, falls apart even more. Just because we're Man United doesn't mean that we need to be happy with second, but you're not guaranteed anything in football, and you just have to look at those teams to prove that. The fact that we are progressing and we have gone from third to second is a lot easier said than done. So I think they do deserve a bit of a pat on the back.
And especially like I was on the kickoff this weekend. Like, I love all the lads, but they definitely have a bias towards Man United, and it's from years of growing up with us battering their teams. I get it, but like there seems to be this kind of like sneeriness at Ollie, like. Is he all that though?
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying he's the dog's bollocks. I'm not saying he's better than Klopp or Pep, but he deserves credit for what he's done. Yeah. Like, especially like there was a point in this season where it could have went west. Like, and I agreed with some of the lads yesterday. Rory said if he was at Chelsea, he probably would have been sacked by now. And I can see that. Like, there were certain points where there were results where you go, oh shit, is he going to get sacked? But to be able to calm everything down, keep getting results, and even keeping all of his players. Like Paul Pogba's happy at the club at the moment. Like, those things haven't come in. Luke Shaw playing some of the best football of his career. Marcus Rashford putting up numbers like he's never put up before. I think he's played better in terms of performances, but you know, he's sticking up mad numbers. Look at the way Cavani's settled in that. I think he deserves so much credit. And you do look around, like, if it's so easy, then why ain't Arteta doing it at Arsenal? Why ain't all these other managers?
Why didn't Lampard do it? And it's easy to say, oh, well, Chelsea sack managers more quickly. Lampard was in sixth or whatever when they sacked him. He wasn't second like we were. If Lampard had have done the exact job that Ole would have done, he wouldn't have got sacked this season. He might have got sacked after the Burnley loss 18 months ago. He would have been sacked this year. We've been top four all season and second for almost all of it. Like,
but we were 15th at one point after we lost to Arsenal.
5 games.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, there was. I remember there was a period, even when people were writing City off, it was odd. Like, people saying City ain't winning. And it was like, bro, we've had no pre-season. And I think no one looked at that as well. I kept saying it at the start of the season, and it felt like I was making an excuse. Because you know when you say something, it's like with Tony, for example. Like, sometimes I say things which are relevant, and it's like with United this season. We hadn't had a pre-season, so at the start we were sluggish. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
But like, you say it and you think, am I making an excuse? Like, but actually, it's a fucking fair one. Like, how do you expect these guys to play in a season? I know everyone's had to deal with it, but if you look at Crystal Palace, when we were playing Sevilla in the Europa League semi-final last season, they had started their pre-season. They were doing friendlies and stuff. Liverpool, they won the league last year. They're out of Europe. They just tossed off the league after the break and prepared for next. Like, United and City were some of those teams that didn't have that luxury of having a pre-season, having preparation, loads of players coming back late. And I think Ollie dealt with that really well as well. And ultimately, given the way this season's been, and yes, there's a bit of disappointment that we never really pushed in the league after a bit, but it has to be seen as a success in terms of progression, but it's not success in terms of context of Manchester United seasons. And Ollie said that himself.
Yeah, I think people want to throw this, or trophies don't always indicate success, but if you want to look at that one sentence, then you can have a go at him. But if you look at everything he said before and after that, and put it in the context of what this man obviously believes, he wants Manchester United to win trophies. He knows the marker of success at Manchester United is silverware. He knows he's played for him for 12 years, whatever it was.
And we still got a final to come.
And he said as much like you said. He said it's good progression, but this isn't the end goal for Manchester United, not by any means. And we all know that, and we all know he thinks that. I think they've got to get a lot of credit, because it's not easy to just go third this year, second the year after. We've seen it. United haven't finished in the top 4 for 2 seasons in a row since Fergie left. And we've had, at the time, one of the best managers in the world in Jose Mourinho, and Louis van Gaal, who's this sort of ethereal manager that goes to different clubs and wins leagues with all of them. They came in, couldn't do it. Ole's done it. He's got to get credit.
He has to. We do need to bring the trophy on, though. And we've got a chance to do that later in the week. Hopefully we do. Player of the season, Joe?
Bruno Fernandes. And I
Has to
honestly, I won't accept any other answer than that. Don't
I know,
try and be
honourable
clever.
mentions, not players
Yeah,
of the
of
year.
course, honourable
For
mentions.
sure,
Yeah.
Rashford and Maguire.
Yes,
I think
completely
definitely.
agree.
Second half of the season, I thought Pogba was okay,
Cavani,
especially in some
obviously.
of the crucial games, and Cavani.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You can't overlook. I hate when it's like this is why. You know when Man United were amazing under Fergie,
Yeah.
winning everything, and like when David Ginola won Player of the Year in '99, it's because people try and be clever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but actually, Scott Parker won it when they went down.
Yeah,
Like,
embarrassing.
What? Like,
yeah.
huh?
Like that 99 season, it was almost as though, well, there's kind of 6 Man United players that should win it above anyone else in the country, so we won't pick any of them.
it's
You could have gone
fucking
Keane, you could have gone Beckham, you could have gone Dwight York or Andy Cole, or Scholes, but no, we won't go with any of them. We'll go with David Ginola because we're trying to be clever. Man United's best player this season, most influential player, not just in terms of his statistics, but as well as his statistics, Bruno Fernandes comfortably. Luke Shaw's been decent.
I have
like
to
you
give a
said,
shout
few
out to
others.
Harry Maguire though,
I-
because
I'd-
at the
I'd
start,
love you
and
to.
I've been one of the biggest critics of his.
Yeah.
And at the start of the season, I was scared, bro.
Struggling.
I was as genuine, and it wasn't like I was even angry at him at that point. It was like I'm feeling sorry for this guy. What is going to happen? And I remember him coming off for England, sent
Yeah.
off, and just thinking, his head's gone.
Yeah.
His head has gone. But it seemed to be a turning point for him because after that, it started getting better. And I really hope he's fitting off for that final because he deserves playing it. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes without a doubt.
Yeah.
Moment of the season so far. I know it's probably still
Moment
yet
of
to
the
come.
season.
Beating City was good, wasn't it?
Beating City was
Cavani's
good.
goal though with that crowd
Cavani's goal with the crowd was great.
because you heard like the like that is
Yeah,
one of
that
my
was great.
favourite things. That gasp that everyone takes at the same time.
Yeah, the Cavani goal was pretty good. I'm thinking earlier on, going top of the league, beating Wolves, Rashford's late last-minute winner against Wolves that kept
Pogba
us in
at
the
Fulham.
title race. Pogba at Fulham. Those games around that time, where Rashford just scruffily getting the ball deflected into the back of the net, where it felt like we might be on for something here. I'd probably go with that, even though it wasn't quite as sort of ecstatic and such a brilliant goal. That time of the season, around January, I thought we might be able to push it here. For me, it's around that. Probably, I'll go that Rashford goal.
Goal of the
against Wolves.
season, Cavani
Yeah, it's that.
or
innit?
Bruno? It's Cavani or Bruno in it. Both games we dropped points in, but
Yeah, I'm going to go Cavani. It would be Bruno,
the fans.
but the fact that that game is actually the most upset I've been as a United fan in about 5 years,
and the fans being there make
and
a
the fans
difference.
being there, of course. Yeah, so Cavani.
And last one, and I think we both know what this is going to be. Worst moment of the season, 3-3 Everton.
Yeah, that goal going in. I mean, that's my honestly, that's the worst I've felt since Fergie left. Because I know we've lost finals, but we had managers
Hope.
where I thought we'd lose finals. I thought that Chelsea, we weren't very good. It was struggling to get through. It was a difficult time for United. This felt like real hope. We might be able to push them. And then just 2 or 3 things just fell away. The weaknesses of De Gea, the weaknesses of the team mentally and not being able to do the right thing. And that was really the end of the title challenge, the game against Everton.
Yeah, that was the worst moment.
Stunning.
Me, you, and Jay were proper down after that.
Yeah,
innit?
properly stunned. Like
I don't
just-
think we even spoke to each other when we left.
No, horrible.
Just left.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on the season. Obviously, the Europa League finals coming up soon.
Come on. Next season.
So I will be doing a video on that as well tomorrow with my 11 for the Europa League final. Make sure you're keeping it locked. This man spoke to Rio Ferdinand today on Stretford Paddock. That'll be up on Tuesday.
Yes.
If you're watching this on Monday. And of course, we've got Premier League Piss Take, which is out on Monday at 7 p.m. UK time. So go and check that out. Joe Smith 93 on the socials. We'll be back during the week. Till then, ta-ra.